Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 2 of our series for Green Hell. We finished the tutorial yesterday and we've now opened up in survival mode. Somewhere in the jungle. We're certainly not at the camp that we were at in the tutorial mode, and our backpack is empty. We have got absolutely zero, zilch, nothing, nil, nada. So it looks like we rushed out of that tent picking up just an empty backpack to go finding Mia. Seems to be the sort of premise that they're giving us for the start of survival mode. So our first rule... What the... That was unfriendly. Our first rule is to get some materials, get on the move. There's a big stone. Let's harvest it to get some small stones. And one of the first things that I'm going to do is I'm going to craft a pair of those into a blade. 2 small stones, craft a blade. And I'm going to move that into the number 1 slot so that I can get at it easily. Open the notebook. There was lots of messages going into the notebook. We know how to make a stone blade. We know how to make a simple torch. That is it. That's all that we know. Oh, we can make the hand drill, a bandage and a rope. We know about Molinaria plants. And that is it. First aid, we know about scratches and abrasions. Using the bandages, we know about sanity. We know about macro elements. These are our skills under the light bulb: fists, axes, blades, spears, crafting, fire starting, cooking, archery, throwing, fishing, harvesting and spear fishing. And as those increase, we either increase the damage that we do or increase damage and reduce stamina and discover new recipes, etc. We've got no entries in mud making. We've got a bunch of entries in making basic timber structures. We know how to make a small fire, nothing else. No entries in water. We know how to make a small stone trap, that's it. And we know how to make a leaf bed, a small hut shelter and a few other bits and pieces. That's all we know. So let's get some basic materials gathered because we're going to need them. And you've got to be careful moving around because you've got to keep your eyes open for snakes, poisonous spiders, scorpions, all that sort of stuff. Most things you pick up, you just tap the E key. But some things that you harvest, you have to hold the E key. We need to find some more sticks. There's some thin sticks, fat sticks, thin sticks. Just keep collecting them until you've filled all the slots on your backpack. There's a tobacco plant, so I'm going to take my stone blade and I'm going to mash it up because I want the leaves and they will appear in the backpack. You don't pick them up from the ground, they appear directly in your backpack. Like that. There's a Molinaria. Pick up that stick first. Use my stone blade. Harvest that Molinaria. Grab that stick while we're here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft them all straight into bandages. One Molinaria plant gives us 3 bandages. Move them down into the bottom of the backpack. That grunting noise I know is a peccary, which is like a jungle pig. One of the useful things in this game is that it highlights materials and resources when you're looking in the general direction of them. There's an unknown nut, which we know from the tutorial gives us fats. I could do with a few more stones, so I'm going to come across here because they tend to appear next to big rocks and cliffs. Yeah, piggy, be quiet. Right. Is there a fourth one? No, there's only 3 on that one. Okay, so let's... Right, we're full on small sticks. No more there. This style of tree with the splayed roots is a Brazil nut tree. Always check around the bottom of them. You might find Brazil nuts. No more space in backpack for liana ropes. So we're probably only missing a few fat sticks. That's 10 fat sticks. Right. I want another rock, I said. I want to... And fairly typically they're hiding... Oh, there's some more nuts. Now, this area is fairly rich for short sticks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use that last stone and a fat stick just to make a simple stone axe. There we are. And pick up a stick to replace the one that I've just used. And then I'm going to chop down this tree using that stone axe. There we go. And what I'm after is, first of all, I want that long stick, and I'm going to drop it here and craft it, and I'm going to make a weak spear using just that stick, but I'm then going to throw it away, and then I'm going to craft this long stick and add that blade to it. Take one of my ropes, add that to it, and make a stone spear. So we've now got a proper stone spear. We need to make ourselves another blade. Can we pick up that stick? No, we're still full. There's the piggy. Yeah. Right, so we need to get ourselves another rope, replace the one that we've used. Need to find another one of those thin trees. There's one. Get our axe out again. No, that's our spear. Get our axe. We'll take that long stick and we're going to craft it. We're going to craft a rope on it and make ourselves a bow. We don't have any arrows yet because we don't have any feathers. Leave all those sticks and stuff lying around there. Still looking for more rocks. Still can't find any rocks. I should be carrying the spear at the moment. Rocks. We need rocks. Come on, give us some rocks. Wow. We were lucky to find that first rock. There's rocks here, look. Yeah, piggy. There's one. Gonna harvest it. And then go into the backpack again. Craft. Craft. Make a stone blade. Right, so we've now got a stone blade. And in fact, there's another rock. So we're so short on rocks that I'm going to just harvest these up. You can also find small rocks lying around that you can just pick up instead of crafting big ones into small ones. And I can't get near enough that pig to spear him. Now here's a nice flat area. Whoa. Rattlesnake, you see it? Dead center of screen. There we are. That'll get us some protein, so we can now harvest that. Which means we're going to want a fire. So that's not going to be a great place to build a camp if there's a rattlesnake spawn point there. But we've now got some meat. And next we... oh, that plant's useful. Because... I happen to know that the flowers off this plant, when cooked into a broth or a soup or whatever you want to call it, are useful, and they go straight to your backpack. They are very useful for countering fevers. Right, we're still looking for foods. We need to find some coconuts. Looking around, there's coconuts, well, there's coconut type trees dotted around here, but I don't see any coconuts on the ground. Don't see any mushrooms on those logs either. Mushrooms and bananas are a great source of quick carbs, quick carbohydrates. There's a banana tree. Now there's two types of banana tree. There's this small one which never fruits but is a good source of leaves as a roofing material. Oh, there's another Molinaria. Let's just get some more bandages, because it's very likely that we'll need them, especially this early in the game. Just craft them straight into bandages. And in fact, the big banana tree has got bananas on it. We'll move that bandage down into the slot next to these ones. I'll make up some tobacco bandages in a moment, which are good against snake bites, spider bites, that sort of stuff. And we just focus on the bananas, press E. When there's no more left, the fruit spike disappears. Any more nuts on this one? This is a nut tree. No. Okay, now we need to find coconuts. We are in dire need of coconuts, and we need to be thinking about getting a shelter built somewhere, but I don't want to use that piece of flat ground we've just left. Here we are, mushrooms. Because if it's a rattlesnake spawn point, we don't want to be sleeping there. This plant is useful. It's classified as unknown herb, but when you craft its leaves, which again go straight to the backpack, then it makes a lily dressing, which is very good for a bunch of different wounds. There's a feather. We need more of those to make an arrow. We've learned the recipe for an arrow by picking up that feather. See, there's a single stone lying around. We don't need any more of the short sticks. Here's a big Brazil nut tree. These blue mushrooms are edible. and they give you a huge energy boost. The Brazil nuts are very difficult to find.
God damn it.
Oh shit, there's an anthill. I walked straight into that one. I didn't even look for it. That's my fault, and that'll give us a rash. They're a bit like fire ants. And there's a flat ground over there that I would love to make a campsite on, but we obviously can't if there's an anthill there. Just no. Right, so let me just show you combinations on the bandages. So if we craft that and we craft that, we get a lily dressing. And if we then inspect ourselves, one of our arms will have a rash on it, or it might be our leg. And it will affect our sanity. There we are. So open the backpack, drag the lily dressing onto it, and it has antihistamine properties. Alright, you can see the symbol at the bottom left above our health bars has changed to a bandaged foot to show that we've got a bandage on that foot. And if we open our notebook now, we'll go to the first aid section, scroll through it. Rash, itchy, irritating, reduces sanity. A bandage with in combination with a plant with antihistamic properties will speed up the healing process, although the body will fight off the rash over time. Plants, go to the plants section. There's the Molinaria. We've added Cassia amara. Don't know its effects yet. Unknown herb, antitoxin, antihistamine. That's the one that made the lily dressing. Tobacco, anti-venom properties. Unknown mushroom, unknown mushroom. Traps, we've learned the bow trap by making a bow. We've learned the spike trap by making that simple spear. And we've got something new on here. I'm not sure what it is. I can't see it. We had all of these at the start. Bow and arrow is new. Stone spear is new. Weak spear and stone axe are new. So we've learned a bunch of new skills there. Now we desperately need coconuts, and we need them for a number of reasons. One is that we need the water that they naturally contain, the coconut milk. And there's no coconuts in the trees here. That's upsetting. Where are we, by the way? 44:19. We're desperately needing something to drink. It's getting towards sunset. We're getting a little low on carbs, but we're fine because we've got plenty of stuff there. There's some good meat down there. There's tapirs down there, look. So we're going to need to find a water source. Where did I say that we were? 44:19. Which is essentially the middle of nowhere. We want to head that way. But we've got to watch because this area has got a puma that wanders around here. Hey piggy, hey tapir. Yeah. Look up to check for coconuts. I don't see any on those trees. We're on a road of sorts, if you notice. Any on those? Can't tell. But there's a reason I want to follow this road, and it's only because I know the map. Ah, Now that I wasn't expecting, but I will take it. Right click, harvest. That gives us a piece of meat and some more feathers. There's another unknown herb to make a lily dressing with. I hear bees.
God, I'm thirsty.
There it is. There's a bee. See, a beehive there. And right next to it, but far enough away to be safe, is this. You see the red stripe at the top? Don't panic. Craft that. And craft that. Make another stone axe. Just make the simplest tools at this stage, because every one of them that you make is increasing your crafting skills. So you actually want them to wear out quickly. And when that falls, it drops this, which is a heart of palm, which is an excellent source of carbs that you can eat raw. Now I'd love to get the honey out of that bee's nest, but I'm not going to risk getting stung at this point. As I said, there's a reason I want to come up here. Oh, there's a fat stick. We've just used a fat stick. And this is the reason I wanted to come here. Because this crashed vehicle has got some goodies. Candy bar, an empty metal Biden, packet of snacks, another candy bar, a bottle of painkillers, and it's getting dark. We need to think about making a shelter. Now, I do know that if we go down there, we're going to encounter snakes. So I'm coming up this way. I'm going to look for an area with the right types of trees so we can make a quick shelter, create a save point, and make a bed. Yeah. Get out of the way, you.
I'm thirsty.
Yeah, we need coconuts so that we can get water. And I'm not seeing any coconuts in these trees. I'm not seeing any at all. Now, there's a tarpaulin there. If we want to put a fire down, it's got to be under shelter or the rain will wash it out. So I don't want to even make a temporary camp right now, because without coconuts to collect water, we are well and truly stuffed. And I'm not seeing any coconuts on any of the trees here at all. Although has that one got coconuts? I can't tell. No, it hasn't. We may not survive this. If we can't find coconuts, we can't survive. Because coconuts are our route to collecting water. So we may have to, well, actually, while we're in this corner of the map, I want to continue on. We've lost the path. There's the tarpaulin. Let's just keep moving. The moon has risen, which means that we have the option now to travel at night. Any nuts off you? No. And at some point we will need to eat some of the stuff. Fruits. Right. Now, those fruits, if we go into our food section, they give us 6 carbohydrates and 8 hydration. We can eat a couple of our nuts to get some fats. We can eat those blue mushrooms to get energy. You see our energy bar refilling at the bottom left as I'm eating those mushrooms. That'll allow us to push on, and we'll eat those orange caps because they give us -1 on parasites. We've got dirty hands. Eating with dirty hands can give you stomach parasites. How are we doing now? Carbs are fine, fats are fine, proteins are okay. It's hydration that is our main problem. Just reorganize this lot down here. And we need to get those meats cooked soon because they'll be going off within 11 hours. Right. We can push on, but we need more fruits. Now I can see mushrooms across there. You see them glowing in the dark. Just watch out for snakes and spiders. They will help us with carbohydrates. Not much chance of seeing bananas in the dark unless you know exactly what you're looking for. But I'm really looking for coconut trees. We have got to find coconut trees, and we seem to be in a non-coconut part of the forest. So we're going to follow this path. There's an arch here. Always be careful on arches. There is a chance that there is a snake underneath them. The snakes seem to love hanging around under arches. Right, we're into a different zone now. I don't see coconuts on those trees.
God, I could use a drink.
Yeah, we know. Just settle yourself. Focus on the task of finding the relevant trees. Is that a coconut tree there? It might be. Just watch the path, make sure there's no snakes. They are the right type of trees for coconuts, but they don't have any. We just go up a little way, check to see if there's any lying on the ground. There's not. Again, those look like the right trees. You can tell the right trees because they've got those little leaves sticking out under the bottom instead of the big fronds. Right. No coconuts there. Let's push on. There's a dead mouse. That's meat. Harvest it. It gives us XP for animal harvesting. Unknown fruit. That'll give us hydration. So let's just, because we're so desperate for water, let's just immediately eat these unknown fruits. 16 carbs, 8 hydration, -2 parasites. These are all deciduous. They're not coconut trees. There's a nut tree. I don't see any nuts. And there's a snare trap added to our notebook. I Again, I'm still not seeing any coconut trees, which is very, very unusual. Now, how is our hydration right now? We're at about 50%, which is kind of good enough for a sleep. Watch out for nasties on the floor of this cave. Got it. A caiman lizard body. Let's harvest it for the meat. We've got one piece of meat off it. Right, we got a location here where we can make a bed. So, oops, wrong. First things first, let's chop down some of these bushes. Right, now what that's going to do is that's going to give us a whole bunch of what's called small leaf piles. We can drop them out here. They will decay down and give us dried leaves that we can use as tinder. Before we go to bed, I'm going to craft up another lily dressing. And I'm going to put that down here next to the mullein area. I'm going to craft up the tobacco leaves, make tobacco dressings, put them down next to those as well. There we go, that's them done. And I'm going to craft up these feathers that we found. And you add a small stick to them. Oh, that's a big stick. Small stick. That makes an arrow. And we'll put that up there. No, wrong. There we go. That makes 3 arrows for us. We've only got 1 feather left. We need 2 per arrow. We can't make another arrow there. But because we've done that, we need to just quickly go out and get a few more sticks. Not the big sticks. We're already full on those. It's the little sticks that we want. Although we can harvest these. We get 2 little sticks from harvesting a fat stick. Take that one. And then we're going to get that meat cooking, and we're going to set the fire in the shelter of the cave. So probably we want it in a corner where it's not going to block us getting past. So open our notebook. Go to the fire tab. You see how the image changes colour when we hover the mouse on it. And of course it's not going to let us put the fire there, is it? No. I want it as close into the... Hopefully that's going to protect the fire. And just keep tabbing E to put all your sticks into the fire. Get a little bit closer. And open your backpack. Go to your fire tab. Oh, we don't have a tribal fire starter. Not a problem. Go to here. Craft a stick. Craft a small stick. Make a hand drill. You use the hand. Oh, we didn't get a bird's nest. I was sure we'd got a bird's nest. So we can't make a fire. Means we can't cook the meat. It's going to be 12 hours for those leaves to rot down. We need to go and try and find a bird's nest. And birds' nests hang around on fallen tree logs. So that's a rock, it's not a log. But we need to pick up more sticks anyway. And of course, roaming at night can be dangerous, so you want to be careful. And that looks like moonset is just occurring, so sunrise should be not too far away. We're full on fat sticks. Okay, harvest those to get the thin ones that we need. Now, well, we're full on thin ones. There's a log. What is that there? Oh, it's a nut. There's another nut. Some more of those mushrooms. That's stones. Those are grubs. They're not. I thought it was eggs, but they're not. The reason I came up here was I saw this. Get some more mullenaria for making bandages. Still looking for coconuts. If we can't find coconuts, we can't survive. It's that simple at this point in the game. And I hear a native. And I see the native. He's just through there. The natives are hostile. So we want to be out of here, and we've probably got leeches on us. Might be just as well we didn't light the fire. We may have to sleep on the ground. So let's inspect ourselves. Yeah, we got leeches. Just the one though. We are tired. The watch symbol at bottom left is telling us to check that, yeah, we need water. Desperately, we need water. We have no means of collecting water as it falls either. So, if the natives are up and about, first of all, let's just craft these to save space. And then let's take our leaves. You can get your leaves anywhere, but these ones have already been cut, which means that part of their 12-hour deterioration has already occurred. I'm better with a bow than with a spear, so that's why I've taken the bow out now. We need to get to an area that has coconuts. And I know that if we go down there we come to a native village which is guarded. Yeah. we do want to head roughly east. We want to head roughly over that way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around that rock stack up there. And hopefully that native that we saw up there somewhere has gone away. Because we're certainly in no shape to be fighting them. We need to be on the lookout for fruits. Fruits could keep us alive until we can find coconuts. There's a tobacco plant. I'd really love to take that tobacco plant as well, but we can't afford it. The time that it's going to take. There's another snake there, look. See him? Center of screen under my aiming dot. There's fruits. Oh, it's a peccary. We're going to have to just eat those fruits straight away because we need the hydration. We'll harvest that toad. That's more meat to eat. It means if some of the meat we've already got goes bad, at least we've got another piece to replace it. And I'm gonna I'm gonna follow this riverbed. I'll take these mushrooms as well. The mushrooms give us, I think those are the ones that give us energy. In fact, I'm pretty sure these are the ones that give us energy. So we're going to need to eat all of these in a minute. You need to keep your eyes and your ears open. Right, let's just try some of those mushrooms. 2 energy, 5 carbs. Right, we need to eat a bunch of these. Because we need the energy back. Need to eat a nut. Eat one of those mushrooms. Just stave off any parasites. And what I'm looking to do is, if we're in the right place, then up here there's some good meat, but we don't have time for it. I saw those nuts falling. We'll grab those nuts. It was a tapir. Right. Oh, and it's not here. I was sure that if we came here, we'd find a water filter. In which case, we need to move quickly. We need to get to the other end of this riverbed. Which you may think is kind of strange, a dry riverbed in the rainy season. Well, that's just the way that the game rolls. And it is quite a long walk. Unfortunately, we can't cut the curve because it would mean trying to get across that, and there is no easy way across that. Luckily, the leeches have pretty much left us alone. Now, we might be able to take a shortcut going across there. Certainly we can grab these bananas. Only the 2 of them, but every little helps. We've got to be careful that we don't end up on top of cliffs that are going to block our path. I'm getting a little bit of frame stutter here. I'm not sure why. Normally the game runs very smooth on my computer. It might be because I'm recording it and it's not actually coming from the CPU or the GPU. It might be coming off the drive recording the footage. And at the other end of this riverbed we should find coconuts. There's lots of baby armadillos here, but we don't need their meat, so I'm going to leave their meat fresh by not killing them. See, we're getting more into the palm tree and coconut palm zone now. I would love to get that tapir. Well, I don't want to waste an arrow. He's moving too much.
I need to rest.
Yeah, we'll get you a rest in a minute. There's a crashed plane here, you see, and I am hoping. Yes, there are coconuts in here. Right, so what we do is we get our axe out and we smack them, and what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to drink that, and then I'm going to harvest that, and then we do the same with that one. Drink that and harvest it, and then smack that one and drink that one, and we're not going to harvest that one, we're just going to take it as it is. There's an empty coconut bowl, we'll take that. That an empty can, it is, we'll take that. There's a candy bar that we can take. There's a beef jerky we can take. Oh, we've got no space. We've got to make space. There's more empty cans there. Empty can. Empty can. Let's see if we can collect water out here while it's raining. So, go into the backpack. We're going to harvest that. And go into here and throw that out. Let's just look down at what we're doing. Step to the side, throw these empty cans down. See if they'll collect water. I'm not sure if they do or not. I've never tried it before. Right, go back into the food side. We're going to eat that one. We're going to eat that one for the carbs and fats. Eat that one. Go into here. And we're going to drop that. Those will collect the rainwater as it falls. We can then drink it direct. We've got meat that's gone bad. I'm just going to destroy it. I think I destroyed a good one there, I'm not sure. This one we're going to craft. Go to here, add a rope. We can make a coconut bidon. We didn't need to because we've got a metal one, but I wanted to show you how it's done. That candy bar can go down here beside that candy bar. We're okay for carbohydrates, as you can see. We need to get a fire down. We need to get this meat cooking because it's starting to go bad. There is a campfire ash here. I'm going to craft that and go into here, take one of our leaf bandages and craft it, make an ash dressing which acts like an antiseptic. Okay, so that's that one done. That obsidian stone I want to keep with us because that makes a very hard blade. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to check what else we've got. Well, that banana's spoiled. Let's destroy it. That heart of palm's destroyed. That coconut flesh, destroy that. We'll take that beef jerky, take that can of food. There's another piece of obsidian, we'll take that. There's iron there that we can take. I'll have to make a stone pickaxe to get that out. Do that in the next episode. There's another, that's another empty can. Let's go and throw this out for collecting rainwater. I'm not sure if it can, but we'll try it. So these are empty, we're waiting for that rain to fall. Oops, where am I going? In here. There's obviously been a fire in here at some point. Now, that's if I put a fire there, it's going to block our access to that iron. So I'm going to try and put the fire here. We've got an insomnia problem because we've not had enough sleep. And it looks like, yes, I can put the fire there. And it is, oh, of course, there had to be an opening above it, didn't there? Right, so what I'm then going to do is I'm going to put the empty leaves there. Let's just check they're in the right place. No, they're not. Step forward a bit, step to the side a bit. Stack them up there to decay and turn into the correct type of ash. I'm going to put that feather down there. Oops, like that. Can I get... No, I'm not going to get two of them in there. Never mind, but at least it allows me to move that across and make a bit more space like that. Alright. So we need them to decay so that we can make a fire. We do, however, have a bed here. Now, is there anything else stashed in here that I can loot? I need to sleep, I need to eat and drink. So let's just check. What do we need? We need proteins, we need water. So we need the fire to get proteins, unless we eat some of that processed food. Beef jerky, for example. Let's just eat that. It should be full of proteins. It is 36 proteins, 26 fats, 5 carbs. The coconut might have some protein. No, it's just carbs and fats. How's that doing? We're not too bad. As long as we can get something to drink now, we can have a sleep. It did just rain. Empty, empty. Oh, empty, empty, empty. So why did that not collect any rain? Alright, let's move them further out. Let's put them up here, away from the cliffs. No overhangs here. Come on. Let's bring those empty cans up as well. We need to science whether or not the empty cans will collect rainwater. You would think they would, but you can never tell in this game. Oops. Right, so come on, rain, we need rain. Question is this water here deep enough to actually... No, it's not registering as water. Okay, so we leave all of them there to collect water. We desperately need a sleep. And those... And that's why we desperately needed a sleep. So we passed out, we're going to wake up dirty. Oh, we're lucky we didn't get worms there. We haven't got the energy to start a fire. But if we get out here we can get washed while it's raining. Let's drink all of this water that's available to us. Empty can, empty can. So the empty cans are not collecting rainwater. Okay, so we don't need to leave them out. How are we doing? Well, that's a lot better than before we collapsed. Now let's get back into that bed and we'll get a sleep, and I'll end the episode there and we'll pick it up after I've had a sleep. Okay, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We've had a good sleep. We've got all our energy back. We've still got a little bit of insomnia risk. We need a second sleep to clear that off, but we need to get tired first. We need water, we need carbs, we need fats and protein. I'll guarantee all our meats have spoiled. All but one bit. We'll get the fire going in a second. And then we're going to have to do a hunt to get some meat. But that's the end of this episode, so we'll pick it up in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying it, finding it interesting. Sorry it's so long on this first one. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments, questions, queries, etc. down below. If you know the game and you want me to try something, say it in a comment and I'll give it a go. From me, the Gazbeard in Green Hell at the plane crash site. It's not goodbye, as always, it's just bye for now.